कहाँ पे है मेरी ये इधर तो आई नहीं यहाँ हेलो
Hello, Assalamu alaikum, sir. Can you hear me?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम yes I can hear you
Sir,
yes
would it be possible for you to switch on your video? Dr. Kausar, would it be possible for you to switch on your video?
I'm trying to do that.
Okay, take your time. We still have 5 minutes. In the meanwhile, we'll run a video to introduce the course, and then we'll come back in 5 minutes.
Okay. Start to रही है हाँ जो बात हो रही है everything
Introducing Research Methodology 2025, your ticket to mastering research, brought to you by the Center for Learning and Teaching at Foreman Christian College University in collaboration with National Academy of Higher Education at the Higher Education Commission and the United Board. This isn't just another course. It's built around the renowned Vitae Researcher Development Framework, covering everything from deep subject knowledge to personal effectiveness, professional standards, and real-world impact. We are immensely grateful to our experts who have graciously offered their time and expertise in the spirit of knowledge equity. These experts are among the leading voices in their respective fields. And yes, it's 100% online and totally free, wherever you are in the world. Whether you're a postgraduate, early career researcher, or simply passionate about better research, this course is for you. Join us and be part of a movement for knowledge equity. Sign up now and unlock your research potential.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this webinar. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Kausar Abdullah Malik, for making time to serve as a resource person for this webinar. So as I explained to you earlier on phone, the structure is so that first Gohar is going to take us through the netiquettes, and then we will have your presentation, which will last for 45 minutes. The last 15 minutes will be dedicated to question and answer session. The chat will be disabled for the first 30 minutes, and we will enable the chat sometime around 1:30. And of course, categorize the questions and then ask you to elaborate on those. So the audience, thank you so much for joining us. Let me give you a brief introduction of our esteemed resource person, Dr. Qasir Abdullah Malik. He is the recipient of three National Civil Awards from the President of Pakistan, including Tamgha-e-Imtiaz, Sitara-e-Imtiaz, and Hilal-e-Imtiaz. We are very fortunate to have Dr. Qasir Abdullah affiliated with Forman Christian College University. He is currently working as a professor in biotechnology department. He's also the Dean of Postgraduate Studies and Director of ORIC. He's a fellow of the Pakistan Academy of Sciences and its elected president for the next 2 years until 2026. He's also the vice chairperson of the Punjab Agriculture, Food and Drug Authority until 2027. He was nominated by the Punjab government. He is a fellow of the World Academy of Sciences, and previously he served as Federal Minister for National Food Security and Research, Chairman of the Pakistan Agriculture Research Council. He's a member of the Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission, and he is a researcher as well in the field of molecular research projects as principal investigator. I can go on and on with his introduction, but I think this much is enough. It actually asserts that he's an avid researcher, a prominent leader, and a perfect fit for this webinar, for leading this webinar, because today we are going to talk about grants and proposal writing. Being the director of ORIC, he has insights into a good, well-rounded research proposal as well as a weak research proposal. And he's going to share his knowledge with all of us, enabling us to create good proposals which are aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals and promise us possibilities of funding. So before I request Dr. Qasir to start sharing his knowledge with us, I would request Gohar Ayub to take us through Netiquette, and then we are going to, of course, request Dr. Qasir Abdullah Malik to share his presentation. So over to you, Gohar.
Thank you, Dr. Mavish. So you're all requested to please rename your Zoom accounts to the name of your university first and then your name afterwards. Please note, as Dr. Mavish has already mentioned, that we'll disable the chat for the first 30 minutes. And after that, we'll enable that. And you're requested to please be sensitive and mindful while using the chat. And you're requested to please strictly use that for questions only related to the sessions. Regardless you're joining through YouTube or through Zoom, you're all requested, even for the uh, FC College participants as well, you're all requested to please add your name to the certificate form, which has already been shared by Ms. Nimra. And please make sure that you mention your complete name, your name of the institution or the university without department, please, and email addresses as well. And we are in the process of sending out certificates, and a lot of you are receiving as well. And please note that a minimum of 8 to 12 working days are required for the dissemination of the certificates. These all sessions are recorded, and these recordings will be added to the CLT YouTube channel, and you are requested to subscribe to the CLT YouTube channel for free educational resources. That's it from my side. Over to you, Dr. Kosa.
Thank you. Thank you. Can I share my slide now? Okay. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my whatever expertise we have or experience I have with all of you. And thank you for all your time. And I hope that I can tell you something which is of some use to all of you. See, if you are a researcher or in any field of science or academia, I mean, finding the opportunities to get some external funding is absolutely essential, you see. In all over the world, wherever you go, I mean, if you are in academics and if you are in a faculty where the research is required, you are expected to attract your own money, your own research funding. You see, this is the actually international norm. You see, so for this, two functions are absolutely essential. One is your ability to write good, comprehensive research proposal, and second is to look for funding and to find the opportunities where you can have your research proposal and funding opportunities. Okay, let me begin. One of the important aims is that you have to convince the reviewer and the reader that your project is important. It is based on strong academic basis, well thought out in terms of its research methodology, and it is feasible, you see. I mean, you have to have a very strict and very, ideas that you can develop your research proposal on, you see. Without having that, I mean, you can't have a research proposal if you do not know the subject, if you do not know the subject in thoroughness, and you have to explain that why you want to do a particular job and whether you are competent to do it or not. That is what the viewer of your proposal will be looking for, you see. So therefore, it has to be well thought out in terms of its research methodology, and it is feasible, and it is good for the community, and it is of some use, you see. Now, a research proposal should answer the following questions. You see, you should keep always in mind the research objectives, you see, that what will I study? You ask yourself that what will I study? Why is it important? And how will I do the research? You see, as I said earlier, also, it's the same thing that you need to have a concept, you need to have its importance, and then you need to tell that how you are going to do it, you see. So these are three important components of a research proposal which you have to make, you see. So this is extremely important that you have very clear in your mind that what is it that you are looking for. Then every organization or every funding agency has a template, has its own template, and you have to look at that, and according to that, you should prepare your proposal. Normally, I mean, it may be little bit variant, but generally, I mean, all these templates or all these requirements are that you have a portion where you outline the objectives of your proposal. Then you must clearly state what is the hypothesis, you see, that what is the basis on which you are developing your research proposal, you see. And then you have to give a background, that we sometimes call it literature survey, or discuss the way your research problem was discussed before. Draw a larger picture, you see. So you have to put it in a context, you see. Then obviously, it is understood that you have to tell the significance of your proposal, that tell what your study will add to the research area of or practice, you see. So, I mean, mostly the viewer can reject your proposal on a one single word, you see, that is that this proposal does not have a novelty, you see. So you have to make sure that your proposal has some novelty, you see. So that novelty is very important. You have to, it should be very well explained that how your proposal is new, how your proposal will generate new knowledge, you see. So that is very important if you keep in mind that the word novelty, and you will find your proposal or your research paper rejected by the editors just saying that there is no novelty in your work, you see, it is just me too science, you see, that is that the other person has published a paper, and then you just look at the methodology and the objective of that paper, and if that paper is on say in plant sciences on wheat, you do it on maize, you see. So that does not bring out the novelty, you see, so that what I hope I am able to explain that, you see. Then if possible, uh, theoretical framework, you see, which to discuss the definition and categories your plan in use in your research, you see, so you, if possible, if that is required, we should give a theoretical framework as well. And methodology is also an important part of your proposal, because that shows whether you are competent or not, you see. If your methodology is incomplete, it is just an indication that this gentleman or this I can't say gentleman nowadays. You see, so this person is not aware of all the methodologies and all that, and so he or she cannot be competent to do the work, you see. So therefore, be careful, and you must show the evidence that you have a complete command on the methodology, you see. Then obviously the expected outcomes, discuss the results you expect and your investigation, and then you must provide list of references. And also, this is also important, you see, the references must be updated, you see, must be, you can't put on references which are 20-30 years old. These have to be very current, you see. So this is another thing that the viewers normally see, that whether the references are updated or not, or whether the proposer is aware of the recent literature or not, you see. So these are some of the things that are general, that they are required by all proposals, or and these actually also apply to your publications, you see. I'm sure that the earlier speakers uh, must have talked about it, but these are the things which are also applicable to any publication that you are trying to make, you see. Now, let me say something about the other partner, and that is the agencies, or the funding agencies, or the agencies which are providing you funds. Their requirement is that the proposal must be on given format. This is understood, as I said in lastly also, all the templates. Every funding agency has its own template, but generally, as I've explained to you, it covers the same areas, you see. Other important thing is read carefully the questions asked. You see, every funding agency has a different set of questions that they want you to answer, and then respond in a precise manner, you see. I mean, don't never be verbose, you see. That is, don't write English. It's not an English essay, you see. You have to respond in a precise manner. The contents of the proposal should not be verbose, as I have already said. You see that it has to be very precise, to the point, and because the viewer doesn't have that much time to read your long answers, you see. So therefore, always try to be very precise, you see. So let me see what's now. This applies to the research funding also, and also to publication part also. The reviewers comment, many of the funding agencies, you apply for the proposal, they are getting reviewed, and the viewer comments are also passed on to you. But sometimes that is not done, and there your proposal is summarily accepted or rejected, you see, by the viewers, you see. So if the viewers' comments are sent to you, you must take them very seriously. Don't think that the viewers is against you. I mean, if you know the community and know certain people, and you are thinking that, oh, this proposal must have been reviewed by this other person whom you probably know, but please take the comments very seriously, whether you know the reviewer or not. You see, you should take the reviewer very seriously and respond to them logically. You see, without emotions. You see, we should look at the comments and then you answer them logically. That you can say that yes, okay, your comments are acceptable. I have incorporated your comments in my proposal. Or you say that I think that you have a different point of view, and explain to them very logically. You see, you know most of the time you amend the proposal accordingly. You see, that is the best course. You see that we should amend the proposal accordingly, incorporate the comments if you are convinced, and if you are not convinced, be very forthright. I mean, in a very diplomatic, very courteous. You should always be very courteous and in responding, and tell them that you do not agree with the reviewers' comments. I mean, not agree is not a good word, not expression. You should say that you have another point of view, and that is etc. etc. Whatever you think. So this is the normal course, but generally what happens that you end up in accepting the comments of the viewer and amending the proposal accordingly. You see, that is in my opinion, in 80% of the cases that happens. You see that you accept, and also we should appreciate, you see, that a reviewer has read your long proposal and has spent time on that and given you his suggestions. You see, you should be thankful to the reviewer as well for doing that for you. You see, okay. So this is something about the review process. You see. Let me see what's next. Yes. Well, then once the project is awarded, then most important things, I mean, it is one thing to get a proposal and get it funded. It is another thing to do the execution of that project. You see that because you have to submit the progress report of the project very promptly. You see, these are the things that in the end, sometimes you will say that I wish I had not been awarded this project, because the kind of work that you are supposed to do is colossal, you see, so therefore you have to stick to all the rules and regulations. You see, most importantly is number one, you should very promptly or on time. If it is they require a 6 monthly report or a quarterly report or an annual report, you should do that. And always stick to the sanctioned budget. By the sanctioned budget, I mean one budget is that you have been allowed, say 100,000 rupees or something. And then in that you are allowed this much money for salaries, this much for consumables, this much for travel, etc., etc. You see, so you have to stick to all these budget line items. You see, this is very important. Otherwise, you will get into trouble, you see, So work according to the object, and also then work according to the objectives of the project, you see. You have objectives of the projects, but in the middle of it, you think, that you can do the other things also. So that is not allowed according to the proposal, you see. So either you go back to the funding agency and tell them that you want to change the objectives and you want to do this as well. Only then you are allowed. Otherwise, you must stick to the original objectives of the project. You see, this is very important. You see, okay. And now you have seen this. You must have seen this sustainable developmental goals everywhere, and these are well known. And if you do not know about them, you must know about them. You see, this is I tell them to all my classes and talk to them about the sustainable development goals, because nearly 70, and these are 17 goals. Out of those, about 9 or 10 are directly related to scientific research, you see. So whenever this is another thing which is normally asked by all the funding agencies, that which sustainable goal your research project is related to, you see. So this is normally asked by virtually all the funding agencies, you see. So for that matter, you should know all these sustainable developmental goals, you see. Okay. Thank you. Well, this is, I think, I have put in all the possible things, that the evaluation of the project is based on these scientific quality, innovativeness, and novelty of research plan or proposal, relevance of the proposed research to the contemporary global challenges which are outlined in the Sustainable Developmental Goals, and then significance of the proposed research or to national issues, challenges, contribution of expected results to social sphere, development of science and technology, eh, then potential impact on applicants' professional career, you see, potential of acquiring skills in terms of career development, transfer of knowledge in and outside parent organizations through conferences, public outreach, etc., etc. Ability to create a long-term network, attract collaborative partners, academia, etc., and ranking of host institution, access to equipment and high-impact research collaborators, not available in Pakistan. It has to be, majority of the funding agencies like collaborations. You see, they want different institutions to collaborate, and also internationally. If you have global partners, it is a positive point for getting funding, you see. So these are some of the areas which are looked at, you see. Now, let me come to the funding agencies. You see, I will be very brief and just mention all the funding agencies which are available, which I know of, and which I have been interacting with. And some of them are the funding agencies in Pakistan. Then I've got another section which we talk about the global funding agencies. But in the area of national funding agencies in Pakistan, the most important funding agency is the Higher Education Commission in Pakistan. But the situation in Pakistan keeps changing. I don't know how much importance these governments give to education and research, because HEC's funding has been slashed down, and then so many of the initiatives that the HEC had taken are probably are kept in hold. But anyway, we are struggling, and we will have, HEC will eventually get more funds. And but this is to that is the most important as far as the research, both in natural sciences and social sciences is concerned. It is the most important funding agencies, and it has a number of areas in which it has been giving funds. You see, for these are all different. And most important thing is, please go to the website of HEC. HEC has a very comprehensive and very interactive website, and it gives you all the information about all the programs that they have. You see, they had some grant from the World Bank, and they started this Grand Challenge Fund, which was a very large. I mean, they were funding research proposals on a very higher scale. That there was about 2 or 3 million per project, and that was uh, these were awarded to the different universities on a very, very competitive basis, because I'm aware I have been reviewer and evaluator of many of these proposals. And so then we had a local challenge fund, then innovative and collaborative research grants, technology development fund, rapid technology transfer. So these are all most important. There is this National Research Program for Universities, NRPU, and this is the one which majority of the universities have been competing for. And then this is, I mean, given up to 10, or I think now up to 20 billion rupees. And then this is the one which is being utilized by many of the universities, you see. Okay, so this is as I was saying, that the rebel grants are another very important support. That I mean, if you want to attend any conference, you can apply for it, the rebel grant to HEC. It all depends on the availability of funds, and many of my colleagues have been getting funds from HEC for attending different conferences in other countries. And similarly, library support, this is because it was, all universities have access to PERN, which is, electronic. All the journals are available on email, on electronically, and then these you can download any paper that you want. So this is a big help to all the universities. Then CPEC, Collaborative Research Grants. CPEC is the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor Collaborative Research Grants. You see, grants for organizing seminars and conferences. This is also very common. Majority of the universities use this opportunity. And then textbook writing, these are all different sources. These are again continuing, and PHE supports people for patent filing, you see, because that also costs money, and so they support that as well. Then establishment of office of Oryx, these are supported also by the HEC. So on that shell, HEC has a very, very comprehensive policy of supporting research and development in the universities, you see. But this all depends on the support of funding to HEC. You see, in earlier days, when HEC was quite well funded, it has provided all these facilities to the universities, and we have passed through a phase of, from 2004 onwards, when HEC was formed, and up to couple of years. All the innovation and the formation in the universities has occurred during those years when HEC was very active, and the government was providing all the funding to them. I hope and pray that that kind of situation is revived, and HEC gets more funds now. Thank you. This is a cover sheet for proposal. So just wanted to show you this is a typical NRPU research form, and as I have been always saying that the HEC supports research in all areas of arts and humanities, economics, engineering, medical sciences, biotechnology and biological sciences, natural and environmental sciences, science and technology. So these are all areas in which HEC funds. It isn't only a natural sciences organization, you see. So now another organization in Pakistan is the Pakistan Science Foundation, and this is supposed to be an apex body similar to the National Science Foundation in the USA, and this also has a lot of research support programs, institutional grants, support to scientific societies, etc., and grants for journal publication and all that. You see, so one of the important, I mean, is the natural sciences linkages program. You see, this is it is a program which is based on an endowment which was provided by the US, and that endowment is now used, and all the markup that we get is used for supporting the competitive research grants in for all the researchers from Pakistan, you see, from academia or from R&D institutions, you see. So this is a very attractive NSLP's Natural Sciences Linkages program. So this is one. These are its forms, you see, I mean, all these forms ask the similar questions. The other important area is Pakistan Academy of Sciences. I mean, this supports research grants and travels, but this is only for the fellows and for members of the academy, you see. So we have, fellows are inducted on a very highly competitive basis on the on the ability of the fellow who had published, who had high impact factor, H index, etc., etc. All these indicators are used to select and then this is on a competitive basis, you see. So you apply, and then if you beat these standards, you are put on the ballot, and the ballots are then sent to all the fellows for election, you see. This happens everywhere in the world, in all the academies, you see. So these fellows can have research grants. Similarly, members also are selected who are less than 40 years of age. They are also elected, and they are also eligible to write research grants, and these are supported by the Pakistan Academy of Sciences, you see. Ignite National Technology Fund. This is a fund established by the by IT industries. You see, all the cellular phones, all these area, these companies give CES fund to the Ministry of Technology, and who have then established an R&D fund for developing the IT industry, you see, or IT activities, research activities, you see. So these are also but these are focused to the IT related activities, you see. These are the same igniting university innovation. These are this is an important source of funding all the ICT related disciplines, and this is because they have enough funds, you see, and if you can have a good proposal there is a likelihood of getting funds from this ICT R&D fund, you see. Then we have ComStack in Pakistan. ComStack is the Committee on Science and Technology for OIC countries. OIC are the Organization of Islamic Countries, and then that ComStack is located in Islamabad, and they have a collaboration with ICGB, and ICGB is the International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology, which is located in Trieste, Italy, where ICTP is, which is Abdus Salam Institute of, which is named after Abdus Salam. ICTP is International Center for Theoretical Physics, and that is also located, beside ICGB. And why I say that, because Professor Abdul Salam had a lot to do with our, scientific developments and all that. And then he was instrumental in getting ICGB located there, you see. Anyway, so they offer also research grants and short-term fellowships, and this is also an important organization, ICGB, especially, and it has an affiliate center in Pakistan, which is in Faisalabad, which is NIBG. The NIBG is our National Institute for Biotechnology and Genetic Engineering, and those affiliate centers are allowed to endorse research projects from Pakistan. You see, so this is also in the area of biotechnology, genetic engineering, molecular biology, etc. This is an important area for trying your luck for research funding. Comstack has also a collaboration with IFS. IFS is the International Foundation for Science, and it is housed in Stockholm, and it is a fairly, old, I've been on the board of directors of IFS for about 9 years, I think. And then, so this is a very important organization. It gives a small grants, say about 10 to 12 thousand dollars per year. But once you get an IFS grant, you are very well, required to write for a larger grant to different agencies, and they always value that if you have got an IFS grant, you have a better chances of getting other bigger grants. You see, so this is also a very important funding agency. You see, then we have PCST, which has some funding, but it is not very active nowadays. They actually award. They would document all the research going on in Pakistan, and they also award a research productivity award. I don't know if they still continue it or not, but once they were doing that for people who are getting. If they publish several papers, they used to get some award, you see. Now, let me briefly talk about the international funding agencies. The Human Frontier Science Program. This is another one. The Human Frontier Science Program promotes international collaboration in basic research focused on the elucidation of the sophisticated and complex mechanisms of living organisms. So it is focused more on the life sciences area, you see. Then Human Frontier Science, this is the same. It has different objectives, and you can do that. Then another one is that Alexander von Humboldt Stiftung, Stiftung is foundation, yeah. Alexander von Humboldt Foundation. And, fortunately, I've been one of their fellows also. And they support mostly people who have done their PhD in in the early ages, you see, if you have done your PhD, within 2 3 years you can apply for Alexander von Humboldt Foundation, and for that you have to have an agreement with a German scientist to host you. You see, so once you get that, they will support you, and that is a very a nice fellowship because it's a lifelong, you see. It's initially for 2 years, but when you come back, they support you, they can give you your equipment grant. If you need some small basic equipment for your research, they will support you. They will support your travel if you want to attend any conference, or if you want to organize a conference, they will support. So it's a lifelong support that you get from Alexander von Humboldt. So once I urge all of you to try your luck. The people who have just finished their PhDs or about to finish their PhD, they can easily apply for Alexander von Humboldt. And this is not for the sciences only. It is for social sciences as well. It is for law. It is for all sciences, all intellectual activity that you can think of are covered by Alexander von Humboldt. And I would, since I'm one of the recipient, and I would urge you to do that, you see, to do apply for one of these funding programs. Then this is the Tropical Disease Research Fund for research on diseases of poverty, UNICEF, UNDP, by you see, there are so many areas in international funding. It is only a matter of you sitting down, say on a computer, and finding all these activities, you see, and then you will bound to get so much information, you see. This is another, if you are interested in infectious diseases or things like that, this is the research, agency, Tropical Disease Research Fund for research on diseases of poverty, UNICEF, UNDP, WHO, you see. The Wellcome Trust is also another very competitive but very prestigious funding agency, and this is all related to medical and life sciences and all that. They are more towards the basic sciences also, and it is. You should try to find out. You see, so applying for funding. Then we have a third World Academy, or now it is the World Academy of Sciences. I happen to be their fellow as well, and then they also support small research grants. You see, say about $2, $3, $5,000, but they also support your travel to some other laboratories, especially in the south. That is, they want to encourage South-South collaboration. You see, So if you want to go to Brazil or even to China or even to all Malaysia or other countries, they will support you. You see, Or they also have their designated research labs in different countries where you can do your research. You see. Then, as I was saying about the International Foundation for Science, that was earlier I was talking about the collaboration between Comstack and IFS, and now this is IFS itself. And you must also, I will also, recommend all of you to try IFS as well. IFS is a very liberal and very supportive organization, and it supports all kinds of work which are in sustainable development goals. You see, once you pick out any goal and try to develop a proposal and send it to them, I assure you it will be funded, you see. Okay. Global Environmental Facility, GEF. This is another, for environmental sciences, is another funding agency which funds relatively large projects. So you have to have a collaboration between 2 or 3 laboratories and develop a proposal and send it to them. GEF is also very supportive, and I mean, I'm sure that things can happen, you see. These are all other. I have at the end. I have. I hope that you will get these presentations as well. But I have all the listed the email of all these organizations, and that you can have it. This is also in Nagaon National Environmental Foundation, and this is also funding. The British Council is one. Sometimes they have some funding, sometimes don't. So, but it is also very important contributor to research and education. SCAP 75 is another one which is for improving our skills for mainstreaming gender statistics. I mean, it's more towards social sciences, and it is also Japan International Cooperation Agency. These are all JICA, SIDA, etc. You see, these are all international cooperative agencies, and these. But here you have to have a larger collaboration and develop the project accordingly. The Asia Foundation is an old organization which does a lot of work, but you need to have a lot of networking and all that in order to approach all these organizations. Nesta Foundation is another one. Global Research Council. See, I'm running out of my time, so I have to done using Global Innovation Fund, Canadian International Development Agency, CEDA, that I was earlier saying, Government of UK International Development Fund. You see, this is DFID, it was called DFID. And now I think, I don't know if this is the new name now, Government of UK International Development Funding, International Development Research Center Canada, IDRC, Empowering People for a Sustainable Future. So you can have an idea that there are so many, organizations globally that you can approach them for your research funding. I normally say that, you see, money, at least to my, I have about 54 years of research experience. I have never had any problem with funding. You see, probably I was lucky, but I mean, if you keep on finding, you can always find funds. You have to have ideas, and you have to have your ability to express yourself, to talk about your work, and to do the networking. You see, this is absolutely essential. Networking happens when you go to the conferences, when you present your paper, when you talk about the ideas that you have. I mean, nobody is going to come to you with a plate, with a research proposal or a grant. You have to do a lot of work, lot of, anyway. Okay, and these are some of the important things that I have already talked about. And I thank you all, and I'm sorry I'm about 5 minutes late, but I would be happy to answer if you have any questions, and I wish you all the best in your pursuit to getting some funds. It is important, and it can be done if you have the will and if you have the energy to do that. You see, thank you so much, and best of luck to all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Kosser. All right, so let's head towards the questions. We have a whole lot of questions that I have tried to answer and respond to a few questions. Generally people are asking about how can they improve the success rate. And I think you have taken the participants through each process and each phase to ensure success. Participants also asked, isn't it unfair if early career researchers do not get big grants? But then, of course, funding agencies can't place thousands of dollars in the hands of newbies only. So you need to have some sort of prior experience of research. Moving on to more valid questions, my first question is that some proposals ask you for risk management strategies. So what do you think could be some valid points that can be placed there? Of course, it depends on the project, but how should we approach the risk management strategies within our own proposal?
Oh, you seem very well. You see, what do you exactly mean by risk management? I mean, what is the risk involved in it? Risk is that you may not get the you may not get the funding. That's the risk, you see. But their management, you can try to find ways how to overcome it. You see, I mean. To be honest, I don't know what is the risk management. What does that mean?
Well, some proposals, sometimes they ask you to discuss the risks associated with your research and how would you manage those risks. So it's very difficult for the researcher when you have composed your own research project. In a way, we try to overcome all sorts of risks, and then there is a section of risk management strategies. So it becomes very confusing for the researchers to pick out
Well, I think
risks.
risk management is they mean actually, in cases where you have some side effects, or especially in biological sciences or in other areas where there is some risk. You can, but these are all, I mean, not based on any factual issues. You see, these are all, you can answer them in whatever way you want. You see.
All right. So being the director of OREC, you must, come across hundreds of research projects. What are some, or how would you rate the top 3 reasons because of which research grant proposals are rejected?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, one very common is that it does not have a novelty. You see. Now, novelty means that there is nothing new in your research, you see. This is normally a very valid observation, you see, all around. You see that we go over the literature and we find some interesting paper and we want to duplicate that, you see. So that is a kind of a me too research, you see. That is, that does not bring out any novelty, you see. One thing. Secondly, you see, for all early, what we call the younger lot, you see, you must publish your work first, you see. I mean, all the viewers, when you go for a funding, you have to show that you have some publications. I can give you my example. You see, for example, when we returned from, I had done my PhD in England. So when I returned, so we started publishing, you see, and I was very conscious that we must publish in Pakistan because these are we wanted to establish our own journals in Pakistan, you see, But when I applied for a grant to NSF, for example, in the US, the immediate question I was asked by the viewers, that you have published only in Pakistan. You have no international publication from the last 2-3 years, So these are the things that you have to fend for. You have to be globally known. You have to publish outside as well. In addition to being, you can publish in Pakistan as well. But as HEC has now, there are W category papers, the journal, there are Y category, there are X category. So you have to improve the quality of your research, you see. And
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then second thing, I always keep my students also and my colleagues in the faculty as well, that you must participate in conferences and you must present your research in on all these forums. You see, this is very important, you see, because that's why you will know your other colleagues. You will know who is working where and I mean how is or she is working, you see, so this is important. This is a one area of developing the networking, and you should make yourself known. You should make yourself that yes, I am also here and I'm doing this, and that's why I should also be considered for any grant or funding. This is the way things are. You see.
Thank you. So is there any preference between qualitative and quantitative data analysis techniques when we are applying for the research funding? Should we keep a balance or an inclination towards either of the methodologies is appreciated by the donor?
No, the donor is only looking for, that whether it is of any use. I mean, they normally have the parameters of the sustainable developmental goals. You see, this is, as I said, is an important parameters. You see, that virtually all funding agencies want to know that which SDG goal this research is addressing to. You see, so you have to make sure that you can show something that this will do something related to the SDG goals.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kosser. So there's no more, not any question left in the chat that requires a reply from you. So I'd like to thank you for making time for this webinar. And just to give you a quick roundup of the participation, we had about 850 participants in this webinar, representing 34 different countries, spanning Asia, African region, Europe, and also Russia. So congratulations on reaching out to so many people from different countries. And I hope that this session was helpful for everyone in identifying your way forward from early career researchers to seasoned researchers, and how to start from, writing individual research projects to group research projects. We did share plenty of resources and donor agencies that are looking for good projects. If you need further support, I see many generic questions in the chat. I strongly suggest that you guys should do a little bit of homework in terms of the length of the project proposal, the choice of your focus area. It all depends on what you want to do, on your own expertise, and what sort of project do you want to pursue for any particular research initiative. So thank you so much. Any last words? Yes.
Yes, I want to thank all the participants, especially the people from outside Pakistan. I mean, I'm extremely grateful for their time, and I hope that they have learned something new. And I would urge them to use all this information in 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 forwarding their careers. And as I said earlier, also please keep in mind that money is not an issue. You see, I mean, we normally say that, oh, our research, we don't have this, we don't have that. You see, believe you me, if you genuinely try, you can get lots of funds from different agencies, you see, But the methodology has to be there. The you must have ideas, you see. This is more important than money, you see, And if you have
Absolutely.
those ideas, you can find, I mean, I've given you so many agencies. But if you go to the net and try to find out, and you can find many more, and use this lady or gentleman, which we call Chat GTP or AI. Ask them, about all this information. They should also be able to help you now. So this is an
Absolutely.
additional
Yeah.
tool that you all have. So I wish you best of luck and hope that you can benefit from some of the things that we have told you. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you again on the 7th of July with our next webinar, in which we are going to take you through